today on Divorce Court.
I'm in court today because my husband and I are having problems. There's no communication, and he's upset with me because I go to AA.
My wife ignores me. She doesn't pick up the phone. I feel like I'm left out alone by myself. She doesn't cook for me at all. I love my dog more than I love her.
And I'm not neglecting him. I just would rather go to a meeting than be at home and be at home with a dry drunk.
Laurie, I want you to have more communication with me. I want you to be more loving towards me. And I want you to understand that I'm not like these people in your meetings. I need to be listened to a little more.
Divorce Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lynn Toler presiding.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Laurie Bass and Joseph Bass, Mr. and Mrs. Bass. You have been together 17 years, married for 16. You do not want to be married anymore. Mrs. Bass, you brought Mr. Bass here, and you want to tell me a little bit about your relationship. So why don't you tell me how you got here after 17 years?
My husband and I are having problems, severe problems, is because I am in AA, and I just turned 24 years sober. And
there you go. Congratulations. Good for you.
Well, you know, I had to go through comas and overdoses and heart attacks, you know, several things, kidnapped, guns pulled to my head.
You were kidnapped?
Yes. And
but you were drunk and then somebody saw and just plucked you up and took you off?
Pretty much.
Oh.
And, you know, I still am getting over that. And it's only by the grace of God and a miracle I escaped.
Yeah.
But I have been pronounced dead 3 times. So my sobriety is everything to me. And me, myself, and I, you know, I have to follow the program very, very strictly. I have to do my meetings, even though I'm 24 years sober. And I really wish people could understand this, but I don't expect them to.
Well, when you say people, Mrs. Bass, you mean Mr. Bass.
Yes.
Tell me how, because he said in his papers that he believes that your commitment to AA is interfering with your commitment to him. And I want you to tell me what you think about that. And then, Mr. Bass, I'm going to have you explain your position.
Okay.
So go right ahead.
Okay, well, for me, myself, and I have to do my meetings every day, and they're usually an hour to hour and a half. However, I sponsor a lot of people. I have one that's 30 days, another 45 days. I have a couple men now that have turned into pastors themselves. And I have another girl that was in prison 6 times and is now a head security.
Wait a minute. How many people are you sponsoring?
At this point in time, I'm sponsoring 2 men and 4 women.
4 women.
But I also take care of twins, and I also take care of my 85-year-old mother.
Are the twins underage?
They're 8 years old.
8-year-old twins, yes. And your mother?
And my granddaughter, which is my daughter.
Okay. Mr. Bass,
yes.
There's a lot going on over here. I understand that, but I do understand that one of your primary concerns is that she's spending so much time being a sponsor and with her AA life that she's not a wife to you. Tell me how you feel about that.
Well, basically, I feel that she's not a wife to me because she spends a lot of time at the meetings, which is good. But she got sober 24 years. But basically, it's like, for example, if she has a 6 o'clock meeting, she'll be gone till 9:30 at night, 10 o'clock at night. And that's like 3-4 hours. And I understand she's got to help people, but it's affecting our relationship as far as communication.
Right.
And as far as her mom, I mean, I take care of mom as a family thing. We all do.
Right.
But there's like medications and stuff I have to give her that I don't know if I'm too sure of, and that Laurie would be better at it than me.
Now, are you working?
No, I'm not.
Are you working? I mean, other than all the million things that you just told me about, do you have income coming in out of the house from employment?
Well, I get paid by the government to take care of my mother, and I also do whatever side jobs I can do. I'll do, you know, modeling. I'll do. I take care of children as well. I teach children.
Mr. Bass, I understand you are an alcoholic as well.
I am an addict, yes.
Are you currently in treatment? Are you currently in recovery, or
no.
have you misstepped?
I misstepped. I relapsed about 10 years ago.
Okay.
On Mother's Day, and then I haven't been going to meetings and like dry drunk. They call it dry drunk.
I don't know what that is.
staying sober without drugs or alcohol, without doing anything like going to meetings,
Oh,
programs.
yeah. You
Just
white
quit.
knuckling it. You doing
That's
it on
it, yeah.
your own. You just.
That's it.
And how long have you been alcohol free?
About 9 years.
9 years. Okay. So you say, though, that part of the reason you stay away so long and so much is because how he treats you when you're home. Give me an example of some of the things he does or says that makes you see your home as so toxic.
Okay, well, I wanted to touch on that Mother's Day. I came home to find him on the bathroom floor, stark naked. And I thought he was
My
dead.
relapse.
Okay, well.
And it took 4 to 5 days to where I could even get him back mentally.
Well, I want to let him address something you just said. You said that when you were on the floor laid out
Right.
naked, that was the relapse period.
Yes.
So we forgive him for that because you've been laid out too. Well, let's leave
I
that
forgive.
there.
I forgive. I know if I don't forgive, I'm not
Did you
forgiven.
replace the alcohol with something else? Be it another substance or be it anger? Did you
No,
do that?
I didn't replace it. Well, anger, yes. I replaced it. My emotional state was more aggressive towards her because she's working a program, I'm not.
Okay.
So I started getting irritable with her and start yelling at her and start cussing at her.
So I think that's what we need to talk about now. We've established the underlying addictions that have brought you to where you are, but let's talk about where you are and what the problem is about being there.
Last year of life, she started getting bad. Her age, her arthritis. So I would go out in the front room and sleep with her, to comfort her. And I got used to it. So I haven't slept in the same bed with my wife in 2 years. And,
Because you sleep where the dog died?
Yes.
So basically, Mrs. Bass, you've said he's emotionally and verbally abusive. Explain what he's doing.
He says that I don't clean well enough, and I confess that I am not a perfect cleaner. I was abused as a child, and because I didn't clean perfectly, I would get abused, but I do clean, and I do take
But what
care
does
of-
he say to you?
Okay, but like things, he'll call me the word, he'll call me the word, he'll call me a Jewish and open up the oven door and tell me that that's where I should have been burned
No, I'm the
in.
bad guy.
Hang on. Telling her she's calling her
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
and telling her she needs to be in an oven. Did that happen? I mean, that's beyond just,
No, that's-
hey, bitch.
that's not how it
I mean, that's really...
It's the whole thing leading up to it, Your Honor. It's basically, it's not me being this bad guy I portrayed as. It led up to it because these meetings and stuff.
Right.
Me not going no more, I understand it, but I can't get a hold of her. There's no communication at all. Until I start swearing, until I start summoning her attention. She doesn't swear. So if I had to get her attention, that's the only way I can do it. It sounds lousy, but it's the truth. I can't talk
Now,
to
when
her.
you say I can't get a hold of her, you can't get a hold of her simply between the hours of 6 and 9?
I can't get a hold of her most of the day. Every time I try to call her on her phone, text her, she doesn't answer. And it's been hard for me because I'm trying to get that communication back.
What is she not doing for you that makes you so angry?
She's not being there for me. I want her to be close to me, to communicate. Like we had in the beginning, we had a great relationship. We went to places, we talked a lot.
But
I
what-
want her to be more open with
Well,
me.
give me a list of the things she's not doing.
Well, she doesn't do laundry that good. I've been in the military, so I mean, I got like OCD on that stuff. I've been like,
Well, you home all day. Can't you do the laundry?
We do, but it's a 50-50 thing here. And I know it's 50-50. Like she'll clean, I'll do laundry. She'll do cooking, which she doesn't do that much anyway, but it's a halfway thing there. Like we take turns at doing stuff. And when she does laundry, it comes out wrinkled and stuff, the socks ain't put together. I throw it right back in the laundromat.
He does.
I'll throw it right back in there.
All right. Okay, I got that. 50-50. That don't ever work. And everybody sees their 50 as being much smaller than the other ones. But let me ask you this. There is a tremendous loss that both of you are feeling about a dog that I found to be extraordinary. And clearly I can't come to you, Mrs. Bass, because you're already crying. Mr. Bass, tell me about the dog.
Well, we had a German Shepherd named Angel. She passed away 11 years.
That was.
Okay. Okay, keep talking, Mr. Bass.
Anyway, so she passed away, so I would sleep out there with her in the kitchen. And I was real close to her.
Right.
So, give me a second. Anyway, so I was really close to her, and then I slept her out in the front room, right in the kitchen area, for the last 2 years of her life, because she was old. She was like my best friend, you know. And my wife...
Is that you sleeping on the floor?
No, I was sleeping on the floor. I fell asleep. When her last 2 years of life, she started getting bad. Her age, her arthritis. So I would go out in the front room and sleep with her, you know, like to comfort her. And I got used to it. So I haven't slept in the same bed with my wife in 2 years. And,
Because you sleep where the dog died?
Yes.
I think I see where we are. Now I want to talk about, you say Mrs. Bass has a smart mouth, thinks she knows everything,
Right.
and that is in part why you're angry all the time. So that's the next thing I want to talk about.
When I do get to that, you know, Wizard of Oz, witch on the broomstick, and with my mouth, I know that I could have a sharp tongue.
Is it okay to make your relationship second to your charitable activities? Tell us what you think at Divorce Court. You say she has a smart mouth and she doesn't do anything, and that's why you're angry. Why don't you tell me briefly just what she says or what she's not doing?
She'll get sarcastic with me. If I say something to her, like, do this for me, she'll say a snide remark and leave the room.
Do you do anything for her?
I do. I clean the house and everything. I try and make it look good for her. I mean, she does these meetings.
You clean the house, and then what?
Well, I try to do laundry at times. I
try to do laundry.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I try as a lot of tries. I basically am there for her when she wants me to do something.
You say you believe that he loved the dog more than you, and that he's replaced that dog with another love, and that love isn't you.
We saved a little pit bull about, she'll be 2 years. Oh, 2 years, October 26th, it's her
hey.
2-year
Adorable.
birthday.
Yeah.
And so we saved her out of the pound. You know, I mean, if it was up to me, I would save all the dogs. But I just wanted to confess, though, that, yes, I can have a very sharp tongue. You know, we could either bless with our tongues or curse with our tongues, and I'm not perfect. So when I do get to that, you know, Wizard of Oz, witch on the broomstick, and with my mouth, okay, I am not perfect, and I don't like to fight.
Right.
I have to be at peace. I'm diabetic. My blood sugars go up. My stomach gets upset. I have stomach problems. I've dropped 30 pounds in 3 months, no apparent reason. So that's another reason why I will leave to go to meetings, because I don't want to fight. And I know that I could have a sharp tongue.
Yeah.
And it takes two people to fight.
Right.
But she's gone all day. That's a problem.
Right.
She's gone all day at these meetings.
But I'll
Well,
get
6 to 9 is what I'm getting.
No,
6 to 9.
She goes like, she'll go in the morning at 7 o'clock. She'll get up, text all these people at the meetings. I can't talk to her unless I text her or something.
that was another issue that happened.
What?
There was 3 different occasions where I told him I was going to leave him and divorce him if he did not change. And the reality is people will not change if they don't want to.
You say she gives 10% to the church when you guys don't
Yes,
have
I
no
do.
money at all.
Right.
Explain that to me.
Well, if we have, like, we're at hard times now, if she gives 10% of anything we make to the church, normally I don't object to that, but we're in the right ourselves. There's nothing wrong with giving to the church, but I don't like it now because we're suffering now. We're going through a hard time now, financially. So she wants to turn around and give 10% to the church. It doesn't make sense to me. If you don't have it, you don't have it. And we don't have it, so that's my opinion.
Can you not work, or you just don't work?
No, I've been off for a year now. My back got hurt. I got hurt at the job. My back.
He's ill.
I got my lungs
Yeah,
are bad. I mean,
Your
I really,
Honor.
it's more than I'm saying. I got lungs.
Okay, all right.
He does have 2 fatal illnesses, and they are due to the drinking and using and smoking.
Okay.
And if he makes it another year or 2, it'll be a miracle.
Okay, I got it. Got a lot to say. I got a lot to say. Got a lot to say. And I'm about to say it. What would you do if your partner loved your pet more than you? Share your opinion on Twitter and Instagram at Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back. First of all, I want to acknowledge that you both have had very difficult lives. The darkness and the dysfunction that I can't even get near because I didn't have a life like that. And I want to acknowledge that, and I don't want to say I'm pointing fingers at you and telling you what to do because I don't know all the dark that you've been through. I do want to congratulate you from walking out of the blackest of that dark into whatever light that you have. Now let me try to walk you from that dim light that you have into a brighter life. Holding on to what you need to hold on to, AA, in order to live is one thing. Making it the predominant thing in your life to the exclusion of your husband is another. You can maintain your sobriety without sponsoring a whole lot of different people and getting I know you're a caregiver, you want to do that, but the care that you need to give is to him. And I don't want you to stop doing what you're doing, but I want you to have balance in so doing. And I think one of the reasons that you care so much for other people, because it's dark and choppy over your house, and you don't want to mess with him. Mr. Bass, let me say the following to you. When a dude is sitting up in your house, and I know you're sick, and I get that part, but you're not working, you won't take charge. You say, I try to do this, and I try to do that, and I try to do the other thing. That means you do whatever it is that's convenient or comfortable, and you expect her to handle everything else. And it's killing her. Don't say, I try to do the medicine. It ain't that deep. Figure it out. Do the medicine. You see, there's a list. If you have to write it down or whatever, I try to do the medicine. You don't learn how to do the medicine because you don't want to be responsible for the medicine. And you don't want to be responsible. You say, I try to do this and I try to do that because you don't want to be responsible. I understand you're sick, and I'm sorry that you're sick. You said some people are blessed with a kind tongue and some people are blessed with a cursed tongue. Ain't no such thing. Some people are grown, some people not grown. Some people are in command of how they feel, some people are not in command of how they feel. If you are sober, God bless you. If you are a sober jerk, you need to do something about it. And if AA can help you deal with whatever demons that you're dealing with, you owe it not just to yourself, but to the wife that's taking care of you, that's taking care of the mother, that's taking care of the kids, that's taking care of the dog. You don't like to drive, do you? So you want her to drive you. See what I'm saying here?
Yeah, I do.
It's lopsided and it's all wrong. So not only are you not giving to her, you yelling at her about how much she doesn't give you. Good God. Now that I'm done yelling,
You gave me
I
a
want
good
to
one.
express love. God bless you in dealing with your illness. God bless you in dealing with your alcoholism. God bless you. Deal with your anger so not only you can feel better, that she can feel better. I want to applaud you from bringing yourself out of the depths of deprivation and into the light of a loving, caring woman, and I appreciate that for you. I hope what I said to him today changes a bit how he comes to your character, and I also want you to just to make sure AA supports you, but it doesn't become all of you. I'm gonna send you to somebody else once we're done here to get you help and get you started to get on a better road.
Thank you.
Mr. and Mrs. Bass, I'm wishing the best for both of you. This matter is
Thank you.
adjourned.
He needs to start going to meetings with me. But if he's not willing to change, then I don't think there's gonna be any hope and we will end up being divorced.
Are you willing to go back to AA at all?
Yes, I need to go back to AA so I can control my anger. That's one of the issues we need to take care of.